New documents are painting a different picture of what may have led Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl to abandon his post in Afghanistan. His defense attorneys, released an Army memo showing Bergdahl had a psychiatric disorder when he walked away from his post back in 2009. An Army medical board determined Bergdahl suffered from a type of personality disorder. Joining us now, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer, retired from the U.S. Army, senior fellow for the London Center for Policy Research, and also a retired intelligence officer. After I get through your entire resume, good morning, sir. Nice to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me.
As we're learning this about Bergdahl, does this really change anything? It just seems like a leak by the defense to try to sweeten the jury pool a little bit.
Right. This is a diagnosis without a difference. Let me be very clear on this. It's like me going out robbing 7-Elevens, and after the fact, I go back and have a psychological evaluation done, and they come up with the conclusion, Leland, that I believe I'm Robin Hood, robbing people, robbing the 7-Eleven to give it to the poor. It doesn't matter. The report they put out does not change the fact that he knew at the time that he departed, that he deserted, he knew right from wrong. So essentially, this does nothing to drive anything forward regarding justification for his bad acts, or more importantly, the fact that now, after the fact, they're trying to say that he was trying to do a number of things which are not supported by any of the facts, and your own Catherine Herridge has presented a number of pictures which were given to her by his platoon mates, which show him playing with goats, doing all these very typical everyday things which demonstrate nothing of any psychosis which was demonstrative during the time that they're now saying he had a psychological condition. It's just a distinction without a difference.
It may be a distinction without a difference in terms of whether he had or did not have this schizophal personality disorder. If you want to look it up, I'll save you the time. You have trouble determining social cues, and you can establish a distrust of others. But at one hand, his defense attorneys say, all right, this guy's got a serious personality disorder and some kind of mental disorder. And on the other hand, they said, oh, but he had this entire plan cooked up in order to abandon his post and somehow draw attention to misdeeds that were being done or problems within his platoon. So which is it? Are you crazy and you can't figure out right from wrong, or are you trying to be, to use your analogy, Robin Hood?
He knew exactly what right and wrong was, Leland. That's not it. I don't think there's any doubt of that based on what we know. This is, again, a smokescreen. And let's be clear on this. This is a continuation of Bergdahl himself failing to own up to his own bad acts. This is a lack of personal accountability, and I think, frankly, this is something that he personally has to deal with, and his attorneys are continuing to dig in deeper in the hole. The Army's not going to buy this. This is not something that's going to be something the Army it finds defensible. I will say this, the Army should have not brought him in. When the Coast Guard refused to have him in their service, the Army shouldn't have done this. The Army does have some culpability here regarding the fact that he should never have been in that position. With that said, once he was there by his own choosing. He chose to be in the infantry, and therefore that choice led him to the series of events where he decided to leave. And that's something that the Army is going to be concentrating on, and this defense team is just digging their hole deeper as far as I'm concerned.
The defense team, though, is putting this out there, and you have to imagine that most leaks or something like this is planned. There's a reason they put this to the Associated Press. So are they telegraphing essentially what the defense is going to be come the court-martial? Is that what we're getting here? Is this is how it works, and they're just sort of trying to leave the crumbs out there for the court of public opinion?
Yes, absolutely. They're trying to soften his image. At the same time, I see this coming, Leland, mark my words, he's going to blame his platoon mates for forcing him to defect. And this is why they're laying the clue here. He's, according to the diagnosis you just read, he has a hard time understanding social cues. Well, that's basically, language. It's a dog whistle for, I'm going to blame everybody around me because I didn't understand what was going on, and I thought they were allowed to get me.
Aren't these the same platoon mates, though, who then risked their own lives, some of them may or may not have gotten hurt, to go out and find them?
Yes, absolutely. And by my count, we actually did have 10 people die in the process, 7 of ours, 3 British. So this is no small issue. And again, this goes back to personal accountability, Leland. Bergdahl is not taking personal responsibility for his own bad decisions, no matter what his state of mind is. That diagnosis does not say he did not know right from wrong.
Yeah, well, he said at one point, the only thing I could see was I needed to get somebody's attention. We'll see. He certainly has everyone's attention.
He wanted to go to be a hitman for the mafia mob. That's what he wanted to do. It's just he's trying to cover that up now.
May have attention from his Army jailers for a long time to come. Tony Shaffer,
sure he will.
Appreciate your time, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Leland. Thank you.